Whenever you're ready.
Is that recording?
Yeah, it's recording.
Welcome to the RNS Podcast. I'm Dylan.
And I'm Evan.
This week, Evan, we're going to talk about Drive, but first,
Yes.
this week is sponsored by our viewers liking, commenting, subscribing, listening to the whole video.
Do all of that.
Do all of that, please, and thank you.
Please.
Do you have anything you wanted to get into before Drive?
Yeah, what were we going to get into? We were talking about
I
it.
don't know. Morbius?
Morbius? No. Was it Morbius?
Andy said say Morbius is the greatest movie ever made or something.
Well, yeah, but that's in a week from now.
Yeah.
You can say in a week
We'll
from
get to that when we get to it.
No, we were going to react.
To what?
To a trailer, right?
To a trailer?
No, to the Joker scene in the Batman.
Oh, right.
So yeah,
okay.
they released a full scene that was deleted from the Batman with the Joker. With Barry Keoghan, however you say his name, with his
Druig.
Joker. Yeah, with Druig's fucking Joker. So yeah, that whole scene came out.
What do you want to say?
It wasn't good.
It was bad.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of people saying, like... I genuinely have seen a lot of people saying, like,
This is amazing.
Oh,
Yeah, I've
like-
seen, yeah.
oh, like, this is the most comics accurate Joker, like, oh, this is the most
I haven't
potential
seen
for a
that,
Joker.
but-
I genuinely have seen that, yeah. And that's fucking bullshit because it was one deleted scene, and it sucked.
Yeah, because we were talking about this, but how it kind of, like, spoils, like, the twist, quote-unquote, for the movie.
Yeah, the Batman is actually, like... For a modern blockbuster, it's pretty subtle.
Yeah.
In like the kind of the themes and like the like what's going on and everything. So the Joker scene that they deleted kind of spells everything out.
Yeah, which is why I think they deleted it,
Yeah,
probably.
I think so too. So yeah, it sucked.
But we know now that this Batman and the Joker already know each other.
Guess what? Dylan was right.
Yeah.
Isn't that cool fact number one? Dylan was right.
You were.
There you go.
They know each other already.
So yeah, they had already met, and yeah, he was in a Hannibal Lecter type scenario where he was like, "What does he want, Joker? Like, what is he up to?"
Yeah,
like that type of shit. So that was kind of interesting, I guess. But yeah, I'm just sick of the fucking Joker. This Joker, and I've seen different takes on this version of the Joker, but I've seen people say like, "Don't shit on him. He wasn't doing a Heath Ledger impression. He's literally just an accurate Joker." Like, no, it was just a fucking Heath Ledger impression.
You think so?
Yes, I do. It was a bad fucking Heath Ledger impression. And I think I might have said this on our little podcast before, but it reminds me of, like, The Bat and the Sun. Did I mention that, right?
I don't think so.
Well, there's recently, or semi-recently, The Bat and the Sun did a short film where basically Batman's interrogating Joker in a cell. And so, just, like a fan film, but... it's fucking terrible, and it's very similar to the scene.
They did that in The Dark Knight also.
And it's
the
just,
interrogation thing, I mean.
But
yeah.
it was, it's good in The Dark Knight.
No, it was good. I'm not saying it's bad, but I'm just mean, like, I feel like since then they're like, yeah, have Batman and Joker have, like, a moment of dialogue between each other. You know what I mean?
Like, yeah, in the in the asylum.
Yeah.
Or something, but, yeah. Nah, it was bad. Yeah, any more
I didn't
thoughts?
like it. No, that's really all I had to say. Just like, yeah.
No, it just sucked, and it was probably good that it was cut.
Well, how'd you think about how Joker looked? His face?
I mean, you didn't get a perfect look at him, but, like, I'm, like, mid. Like, yeah.
Is it like, do you think it's the acid?
To me, it's, like, again, I have to bring it back to Heath Ledger, because, like, I don't know, like, that's, like, the Joker that...
Well, his face looks more fucked than Heath Ledger.
That's what I'm saying, it's, like... He's like Heath Ledger's Joker if you took the mouth and put it all over his face.
Yeah,
like
pretty
the
much.
scars on his mouth and you did it to his whole face. So it's, I don't know, it's a bit much.
Yeah.
It's a bit much from what you can see. Because I've seen people do mock-ups. Because there's a part where you can see like the top half of his face and a part of the trailer, or not the trailer, the scene where you can see the bottom half of his face.
Yeah, and they like composite it. Yeah.
People have composited it together and looks like shit. So.
Yeah, he got fucked up teeth.
Not very appealing.
I see people being like, he got the British teeth.
The teeth is cool.
I guess so, yeah.
Like, the teeth, I can get that, like, but you can't have, like, a whole, like, you can't be fucking Two-Face, like, because, again, I mean, that was a theory that, if you want to go back and watch the Batman video, we touch on that, but...
Yeah. Well, yeah, I guess it confirmed now he's not Two-Face.
Well, you never know.
Well, yeah.
He could be Harvey Dent.
Yeah, maybe, but...
Yeah, you never know. Because I did mention in the Batman review... it could be just like Harvey Dent and Two-Face Harvey Dent, Two-Face, and the Joker are the same character.
Yeah.
Like Harvey Dent just became the Joker instead of Two-Face.
That's what I was thinking. It's like, oh, maybe that's what they're doing. But just the fact that there's no Two-Face element at all makes me think it's probably not.
Yeah.
Harvey Dent.
Maybe Two-Face was just an allusion to the next movie, or...
I think it was going to be for Arkham Asylum. Because that issue was the same appearance as Arkham Asylum.
What do you mean?
Like the first appearance of Arkham Asylum.
That was the first appearance of Arkham?
Yeah, uh-huh.
Weird.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So it probably... And it wasn't the first appearance of Two-Face. Two-Face was just in that issue.
I don't know.
So that number, it was probably just referencing Arkham Asylum.
I don't know if that's right.
It is. It is.
What year? Do you remember?
I don't remember.
You don't remember?
No.
Was it like 70s?
I can't remember.
Oh, okay, sorry. Yeah, we didn't do research on this, but yeah, I guess we'll find out. I guess we'll find out in due time.
I guess so.
So I guess now, with that out of the way, Evan, rate the Batman Joker deleted scene out of 5 stars.
Out of 5?
Yeah.
Like 1.5.
That's low. That's pretty low.
Maybe that's too low. That might be too low. I'll give it like 2.
Yeah, I'd give it like a 2 or 3 or something like that.
But it's just like the whole scene. I feel like the whole scene is really just bad.
It's very unnecessary, and you mentioned this to me before, but it feels very much like, put a Joker scene in.
Yeah.
And then, like, Matt Reeves or the writer, or whoever it was, kind of, like, retrofitted it into, like, well, I guess Joker could kind of explain the dynamic of, like, how Riddler's approaching this, and, like, it could be a Hannibal Lecter type thing. It feels very, like, after the fact.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
It's like thesis statement type shit in there.
Well, that's what I'm saying, like you agree, but I'm saying, like, you're the one that said that in the first place, so. But yeah, it's very on the nose, and it doesn't feel organic, so I'm glad they cut it, and it would have made the film. The film would have been worse for it, so.
Definitely. Yeah. Can I ask you something? When do you think it would have been? Like, where do you think in the movie it would have been placed?
Before the bomb.
Before the bomb.
You know, before he, like, wakes up in GCPD.
You think so?
I think it would have been before that.
Maybe, yeah.
Because, like, it would have made sense, like, how, like, someone has to let him into Arkham Asylum, and, like, after the bomb thing where he goes into GCPD and, like, roughs them up and escapes, I don't think they would have been friendly enough to let him in, or, like, Gordon let him in.
Well, they do let him to Arkham later in it.
Do they? Oh, to talk to Riddler.
Yeah.
Yeah, Riddler asked for him. So, yeah, it could have been later than that, but it would make sense to me if it was before.
Yeah. But yeah, but at the same time, when he goes to talk to Riddler at the end, he kind of got on their good side again.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I don't know.
But it feels like it would have been kind of early on.
Yeah.
At least before the second, or before the midpoint.
Yeah, probably.
So, yeah. Fun stuff. All right, so Evan, you want to talk about Drive?
Yeah, I'm ready.
You want to talk about 2011's Drive? Starring
One
Ryan Gosling?
Starring classic Ryan Gosling. I fucking love this movie. It's one of my favorite movies of all time.
It's a great movie.
I'm happy we're talking about it. Yeah, this was Dylan's first time seeing it.
My first time seeing it.
So, Dylan, give us your raw reaction to Drive.
My raw reaction? Well, first, I'll give you a quick synopsis.
Yes.
Okay. So, Drive is about Drive.
It's about Drive,
It's
Mr.
about
Drive.
the character Drive, and so literally he is an unnamed protagonist as it goes. Similar.
He's just listed as driver.
Similar to Tenet.
Was he unnamed in that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but that was like the protagonist.
Yeah. No, but it's similar to that. So unnamed protagonist. By day, mechanic. By night, getaway driver. Yeah, pretty much.
Also, stunt driver by afternoon.
Stunt driver by afternoon. You can squeeze that in there as well. What else? He falls for a little neighbor woman, and then he gets mixed up with organized crime.
Pretty much.
And that's about the gist of the movie.
Yeah.
So what were my basic thoughts you were asking?
Yeah.
What were my basic thoughts?
Your reaction to this
movie? It was a good fucking movie.
It is.
Yeah. It was. I thought it was good. It was a beautiful looking movie.
It is. It's great.
I liked. It took its time in certain ways. It's well paced. It has good tension.
It does.
If you don't mind me saying so.
Oh yeah, of course.
It's a good fucking movie, and also Marlin from Finding Nemo. He was good in it.
I
love his voice.
Alfred Brooks.
Is it Alfred Brooks? Yeah.
Is it Alfred?
That sounds right.
Is it Alfred? I have to look that up.
That sounds right, but
something Brooks.
But yeah, it's Marlin from Finding Nemo. He's a great performer. He has a great voice. He has a really good voice.
It is Albert Brooks.
Albert. Okay.
Albert Brooks.
Sorry about that, Mr. Brooks.
Yeah, he is great. I was saying to Dylan earlier, he has like the most like Italian New Yorker accent of all time.
Yeah, that was fantastic. Ron Perlman's good in it. Who's the lovely female lead?
Oh, Carey Mulligan.
Carey Mulligan.
Yeah, she's great.
What is she in?
What did I see?
She in anything I would know?
Was she in Great Gatsby?
Maybe.
Was that it?
I haven't seen Great Gatsby in a long time.
I can't remember if it was her or Michelle Williams in Great Gatsby, but I think it was Carey Mulligan.
Oh, I don't know.
But yeah, she was in that. I thought there was something else I saw with her, but
she's like a more normal-looking Kate Micucci. You know Kate Micucci?
Who's that?
Beautiful.
But yeah, Carey Mulligan. She's great in this.
Yeah, she was.
And also Oscar Isaac.
Everyone's good in it, even the kid.
Yeah.
Kid
Classic Benicio.
Yeah, Benicio, fucking fantastic. We saw him earlier in live action in Mellow Mushroom. Yeah, I'm usually not very favorable towards kid actors, but he was good.
Yeah.
Genuinely, he was good. Bryan Cranston.
Oh yeah, and Bryan Cranston, yes.
He was pretty good. So Evan, tell me what we talk about. What do we talk about?
Well, what do you want to talk about?
What do we talk about Drive? What do we talk about? Well, Ryan Gosling was pretty good.
Ryan Gosling's great in this movie.
I have an interesting thing we could wrap up.
Do you mind if I continue on that point first, or do you want to go first?
I implore you.
Oh, I was gonna say this started kind of the whole
Sigma?
silent pro. Yeah, well, just like the whole Sigma meme. It pretty much started with Drive, and then like the whole silent kind of protagonist thing. It became kind of a whole wave after Drive. You know what I mean? At least for like the 2000s era. It all kind of started with Drive, because like in Blade Runner 2049. He's playing almost exactly the same character.
Yeah.
Almost exactly the same character. And I don't think that role would exist if it weren't for Drive.
And Ryan Gosling.
Well, yeah, and Ryan Gosling. But, I mean, yeah, his performance. And I think Denis Villeneuve saw that and he was like, oh, you know, I like that. Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah.
I can make him a robot.
Yeah, for real. And then it was the same way in, did you see First Man?
Yeah. Can I boast a little bit? Can I boast and brag a little bit? I saw that early.
Oh, you did?
I did. I was able to get. They do this thing in Atlanta and some bigger cities where they have press people that write for newspapers, reviews and shit like that.
Was it the
also,
Collider thing?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Some of them were through Collider, some of them were through other outlets, but basically, you can't really fill a theater with only press people.
Yeah.
So sometimes they'll let fans fill out the rest of the theater through like a little contest thing. And I was able to get me and my good friend Brandon Sampson.
Classic Brandon.
I took Brandon to Atlanta and we saw The First Man. We saw it like a week earlier or some shit.
But yeah, he played that character, Neil Armstrong. He played him like very similarly to how he plays Kay and.
I would say so.
Yeah, where he's like silent.
It's pretty similar.
Yeah.
If I do say.
And that was a good movie. I did like First Man.
Yeah, First Man was pretty good.
It was good.
Who directed that?
Damien Chazelle, same director of La La Land and Whiplash.
La La Land is fucking sweet.
I'm not crazy about that movie.
We don't have to get into it.
Yeah, one day we'll do RNS La La Land.
I hope so. I like La La Land.
I haven't seen it in a long time. Since we saw it in theater together, that's the last time I saw it.
That was one of the, that's one of the big moments. Like, it reminds me of Shape of Water.
Mm-hmm.
La La Land, and I remember Shape of Water, like, they really stood out to me, and I was like, holy shit, like, these are, you know, like, I don't know, like, powerful is maybe, like, a bit too strong. But I don't know exactly how to put it, but they stood out to me as, like...
Yeah.
I was like, oh, shit. Like, this is something special. But anyways, big love to Ryan Gosling.
Yeah, he's great.
And I was looking at... what's that other movie?
I really fought with him. He's, like, one of my favorite actors.
I actually... we have a classic... I don't know if we should name drop him. Our friend. We have a good friend.
Who is it?
Our friend who's romantically engaged with a woman.
Kamyar?
Yeah, should we name drop him? I don't know if that's appropriate.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know if that's appropriate. Sorry, Kamyar, if that's not appropriate. But he does, we have a friend who does polls on Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
And I was kind of torn between Jake Gyllenhaal and
Ryan Gosling, yeah.
But this movie, paired with, like, Blade Runner, paired with, like, La La Land, I'm like, damn, like, do I like Ryan better?
I personally prefer
Maybe
Ryan
I do
over
like Ryan.
Jake Gyllenhaal,
Right.
but I like them both a lot. They're both great.
They're both good.
Yeah.
Nightcrawler's fucking fantastic.
I haven't seen it.
You never seen Nightcrawler?
No, I didn't want to see.
It's literally fucking like, I mean, I don't want, it's not the exact same, but it's like fucking Jake Gyllenhaal's Drive.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is. They're both good though. But I would say that this movie, we can get into the movie a bit more with this little segue.
Oh yes,
Evan.
of course.
But this, it's like the opposite. Like this movie, I feel like kind of pivots towards Ryan Gosling being a good guy.
Well, yeah, because he was a piece of shit in Nightcrawler, right?
And then Nightcrawler is like,
he's not.
And they're both. I want to mention this as well. They both feel very like on the spectrum.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah.
So, but it's like Ryan Gosling.
Well, yeah, you literally asked me. You're like, does Ryan Gosling character have autism?
Yeah, because I was dead ass. Like, is that something people talk about this movie? Like, is that something that's like accepted? Is that, like, you know. But it feels the same way in Nightcrawler. Like, they're both very. Like, what's the word? They're both ambitious in a way. But yeah, Jake Gyllenhaal's character in Nightcrawler like goes one way, and then Ryan Gosling in this movie goes like the opposite way.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he goes full villain in Nightcrawler. Not to spoil it. But,
Yeah.
And in this movie, I feel like it's kind of a heroic ending. Yeah. More of a heroic ending.
Well, you know, they have the song.
Well, that, I don't like the song. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, sure. Well, I mean, it's pretty on the nose.
That's one interesting thing about this movie is a lot of it's played very subtle.
Yeah.
But I feel like there's a couple things here and there that are like, that's very on the nose.
Yeah.
Like the song. Was that song made for the movie, do you know?
I don't think so. Or maybe it was. I don't think it was, though.
I would guess no, but I have no idea.
I don't think it was.
But, yeah, I'm not a huge fan of that song. I just don't like the way it sounds. Like, literally just don't like the way it sounds.
Yeah.
So that's personal preference. It's fitting, though, I guess, you know.
It's thematic.
It's thematic in a way. Yeah.
Do you like the other songs in the movie? It has, like, other, like, 80s sounding type music.
Like synth type shit?
Yeah. Like, has Night Call at the beginning.
That was good.
Yeah. And then there's the one at the party also.
The party?
Yeah. Once, like, Oscar Isaac's character comes back from prison.
Right, yes. Okay. Yeah, I like the other music in it.
Yeah.
It didn't, like... We talked about this before, but music doesn't usually stand out to me.
Mm-hmm.
But particularly, I did not like the Hero song. I don't know why, but...
Speaking of Night Call, though, just going into the movie, do you want to talk about the very beginning? The opening of this movie is, like, fucking amazing to me, because it feels like a short film in itself.
Oh, yeah.
The opening of the movie.
Yeah. So he has, like, a little, not to date this, but he has a little The Batman type monologue.
Kind of.
Where, well, it's not
It's not internal, though. It's not internal.
It's not internal, and it's also not, like... It's not the same MO.
Yeah.
But it feels like... In this, it still felt like Frank Miller-esque to me.
Yeah.
I mean, that maybe wasn't deliberate. It's also noir, right?
Yeah.
It's like the narration type of shit. But, yeah, it gives you insight into the driver's character.
Yeah.
Tells you his MO, what he's got going on, and then he does, like, his first job. Which is, that's a great scene. Very tense.
Yeah. I always thought, like I said, I really always loved this opening because, like, well, it's just a great way to, like, set up the movie and introduce you to the character. Because, like you said, it is very similar to the Batman, now that you say it, though.
Yeah.
Because, like, what happens at the beginning of the Batman, it kind of, I don't know if irrelevant the right word, but it's not, like, necessarily, like, contingent on what happens in the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like you get a monologue, and then you get kind of their MO,
yeah,
and then you move on.
Yeah, it's just like them doing their little thing outside of the main plot of the movie.
The first part is very self-contained.
Yeah.
But it also gives you, like, because he has the monologue, and in that he says, what does he say? Something like, you know, like, you have 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Anything before or after, I'm gone.
Yeah.
Like, but anything within that, I'm yours, I'll be there, and I'll be ready for you.
Yeah, he's a getaway driver, like Dylan said.
Yeah, he's a getaway driver for thieves and I guess presumably other type of criminals. And he says, or not he says, but like we said, it begins with him doing a job, like a generic kind of job that he would do. And there's a bit of tension as to whether, like, there's two people that he's driving for. One of them makes it out and then the other one you're not sure like how long he's taking a minute to get outside. So it kind of sets up for later, and sets up like the type of tension you should be expecting with that kind of moment. So that's good.
Yeah, and then his driving here is like really cool, like with the cops really cool. And shit. Like,
and it's badass how like doesn't he say like I don't need what does he say, like I don't need a it's not it sounds stupid when I describe it like this, but he's like, oh, I don't need directions, like tell me where to go and then when we're leaving and where we're going after.
Well, yeah, you get the idea like the whole time. It's like, oh, he knows like the city like the back of his hand. Yeah, which is really cool. And it takes place in LA.
I really like the moment later too where it kind of, I don't know the word, follows up on that. Where, what the fuck is her name? The beautiful love interest. What is her name?
Oh, what is her name? I can't even think of off the top of my head right now.
It's like Allie or something.
I don't think so. I can't think of off the top of my head. Is that?
It's something close to that.
Something
it's not
like that,
yeah. But yeah, the female lead, she's basically like, oh, did you just move here?
Yeah.
Like did you just move to LA? And he's like, no, I've been here for a long time.
Yeah.
That's like, that's a cute moment. And they're like, I don't want to skip ahead too much if you're not done talking about that. Are you?
Oh, about the opening?
Yeah.
Yeah, not too much else to say. It's just a really good opening. And you get a little introduction to Bryan Cranston, too, because he gives him the car.
He's very likable.
Yeah.
I do like Bryan Cranston's character.
Kind of.
For me, he's very likable.
Yeah, I like him, but he's also kind of an idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
For sure.
I guess like lovable idiot.
But it's just,
and it doesn't end well for him because of that.
I didn't expect,
spoilers.
Mostly in the first half of the movie, I didn't expect the movie to be so cute. Like it's genuinely really.
Yeah,
cute.
Yeah, it is.
Like Ryan Gosling, the way he interacts with, what's her name?
I can't remember her name right now, but Carey Mulligan's character.
It's something close to Eileen, whatever it is.
Irene.
Yeah, that's it.
The reason I remember that because he's where he grabbed Frank. He's like, "You told them about Irene."
Yeah, he does.
You know what I'm talking about? That's how I remember.
Yeah. But yeah, Irene and what's his name? Barcelona.
Her son? Benicio.
Benicio.
Yeah.
Benicio. What distinct names. And also fucking, I wanted to talk about. We can talk about it in a minute, but Standard.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that? But yeah, the way he interacts with Irene and her son is like really fucking cute.
It is.
And like the moment where he's like fixing the car and he looks down at the kid and he's like, what's going on?
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, you want a tooth? Like later he's like, oh, you want a toothpick? Like I don't know. It's cute as fuck the way he interacts with them, and it's
Yeah, I like that moment where he like when he first kind of like talks to her because they kind of have that moment with each other where they're in the elevator together, but they don't really speak to each other. Then the first moment where they really talk to each other is after the grocery store where he helps like fix her car or whatever.
Yeah.
And he brings the groceries inside her apartment. And he like wears the mask and Ryan Gosling's like, scary. You don't remember? Yeah, I don't know. Cute moment.
I like that a lot, yeah. And I also really like, it's kind of a small thing, but I really like how, like you were saying, the way that they really meet, because they're neighbors, and you get the impression that, like, yeah, they've seen each other before, but they haven't really talked. So they happen upon each other at the grocery store, and then Ryan Gosling's leaving the grocery store, and then he walks over, and you don't really see what he's doing until you realize, like, oh, her car is, like, fucked.
Yeah.
And it's really fucking cute to me how, like, you already know he's a great driver, and he's a great mechanic, and then they show him, like, walking over to her car that's, like, smoking, and then it just cuts to them in the elevator with the groceries. Yeah. It's like, oh, he drove them home. Like, it's cute.
Good guy.
It's really fucking cute. Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's a kind of a follow-up on that a little bit after, because she's like, oh, where do you work?
Yeah, so, she doesn't say where you work.
She likes him. She likes him. Bitch, you married. You married. You married. You a whole married woman. You can't be hitting on Ryan Gosling like that.
My goodness.
That comes up a little bit later. Well, no, actually it comes up during that scene where she first meets him. Because they're like talking a little bit. Well, there's very little dialogue between them throughout the whole movie. Whole movie. It's not a lot of dialogue. It's not heavy on dialogue. Yeah, especially when any scenes having to do with Ryan Gosling.
That's one thing I really like.
Because he doesn't talk too much. Yeah. But most of their scenes is like, they sound really corny, but it's like vibes. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's not like heavy dependent, like their romance isn't heavily dependent on dialogue.
Evan, can I interject?
Yeah.
About that point. So that's one reason that made me think like, oh, he's on the spectrum.
Because he doesn't talk, yeah.
He's very hesitant to say anything.
Yeah.
because I have this weird, like, I don't know if it's fucking, like, I have cool mental illnesses of my own, and I don't know if it's because of that or what it is, but often in movies I think, like, oh, this, like, my mental handicap of my brain, like, makes me think, like the deliberate tension of the scene in the movie, which is like, oh, it's like deliberately there, obviously, because it's like a movie and there's supposed to be tension. But for me, I'm like, oh, what would I say to make this instantly better? Like, no, like, please understand, like, oh, this. Yeah. And I had a few moments, like, more than usual about this in this movie, because Ryan Gosling is so hesitant to explain himself or say anything. And there's moments with him and Irene where, like, she's like, oh, like, where are you going? What are you doing? Like, blah, blah, blah. And he just, like, stares at her. Yeah, that happens a few times. Yeah, so that's kind of, like, I'm on, like, the complete opposite end of the spectrum, like, where, so that made it very obvious to me that something's going on with him. I don't know if he's just, like, a loner and recluse and he's a Sigma male, or if he's, like, or if he's autistic, or if those are the same thing. I don't know. But that was interesting. So Evan, what do you think? Do you think he's autistic?
I mean, I've never thought about it like that, but he could be. Why not?
And another reason, so this is an additional point. Yeah. In my favor. So autism is characterized as like not knowing what to do in social situations. Mm-hmm. And it's also characterized by a hyperfixation on something, which for him it would be cars. Yeah. Is Dylan a genius?
He could be.
He could be as in I'm a genius, or he could be as he has autism, or both.
I don't know. I mean, I don't want to just throw that label on him, but he could be. Like, the thing, if we know nothing about his past, so for all we know, he could just be, like, you know, like, kind of fucked in the head. There could be reasons for why he's, like, alone. You know what I mean? Because, like, we really don't know too much about him and just in general. This movie, you don't find out about his backstory or anything like that. I've heard about, but I don't know too much about it.
You know it, but you don't know much.
Yeah, I've never read anything.
But I do know in the book, this is the only thing. I watched a few videos about Drive before we recorded this. The only thing I retained about the book is that in the book, he's not living alone. He's living with his ex-wife. And he's committing crimes to afford to be able to move out.
I'm glad they didn't do that. Well, I feel like it would be a completely different movie if they did that.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's what I you know what I mean?
Well, that's the thing, though, is, like, and I don't want to speak on this too much because I'll sound like a dickhead because I haven't read the book, but I feel like there's certain things where you can keep the heart of something, like you can keep the kind of, because obviously in a book you need more content to fill out the fucking book. Yeah. But in a movie you can kind of condense it down, so we don't necessarily need to know why he's doing this shit. Yeah. You know, and we don't need to necessarily know he has an ex-wife or anything like that for this to be effective. Yeah. And also, I think in this,
this movie is, like, very indebted to, like, Westerns. And specifically kind of like the Man from Nowhere type of Western where it's like, oh, you have the protagonist who you really don't know anything about besides the fact that they're kind of a criminal, but at the same time they're not. They kind of exist in the gray zone. You know what I mean? It feels like in this movie, Nicholas Winding Refn, the classic director, Nicholas Winding Refn, we're kind of trying to make like a modern version of something like that. You know what I mean? And specifically, I think a lot of it's indebted to the movie Shane. It's a Western. And there's, like, it has a very similar plot line in that where it's like, okay, Shane, he just kind of rides in from nowhere. You don't know where he's from or anything like that. And he kind of gets involved with, like, a married woman and her son and all of that. And so it's very similar. Yeah, it's very similar, yeah.
Can I ask you something? Mm-hmm. When is that, what movie is that? Or, sorry, excuse me. Mm-hmm. What year is that movie from?
Shane? Yeah. Off the top of my head, I don't know. Maybe the 60s?
Maybe the 60s? Oh, yeah, is that old?
I could be wrong. Wow. Yeah, it's not new. It's like a. Well, I knew it wasn't like new. A classic Western.
I knew it wasn't new, but I didn't know if it was like fucking.
I think it's like maybe the 60s. I don't know. I can look it up really quick. Let me see.
But it's just because the first thing that when you said Western, the first thing that came to my mind is like like the redeemable outlaw type of thing.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Basically.
I was thinking like I guess the Man with No Name. Is that what it's called?
Yeah,
That
it's
Clint Eastwood type
it's
of
similar
shit?
to that though. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's like, oh, you have the character you don't.
But you're
Oh, it's
s-
actually from 1953.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah, it's old. Yeah.
But you were saying Shane is like even more specific in the it has even more specific parallels because of like the son and the
Yeah,
mother.
and then the ending is almost like exactly the same too, because Shane gets shot, and then like in this, the driver he gets like stabbed and he just kind of rides off, and then it's the same thing in Shane. It's like, oh, he gets shot and he just like rides off, so you don't know like really what happened to him.
Interesting.
And then like I said, the whole plot line with the family.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's very similar.
Yeah, that's really cool. Maybe I'll have to check that one out.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's a good one.
Is it similar in the same way where like he leaves some money at the end? Is it like does that happen?
I can't remember. It's been a while since I've seen it. I watched it in college, and I was thinking like, oh shit, this is like a lot like Drive. Than what I thought.
I wouldn't be surprised if that's an inspiration.
And then I looked up afterwards, and then like there's a lot of people online saying that it was like, oh, Drive is like a modern Shane.
It'd be interesting if Shane inspired the book.
Maybe I don't know.
And then
But,
Drive
like,
inspired.
like I don't know how close the movie into the book because I really don't know too much about it.
From what I understand, it's like it's not. From what I understand, it's just stuff that's like omitted.
Yeah. Okay.
Like it's pretty close, except they leave out a lot of stuff in the same
movie.
way that like fucking a lot of book adaptations do.
Yeah.
You know, there's not a lot of room.
Okay.
So, epic.
Yeah, but just more on that too. It's like, well, in westerns you always have like the kind of hero. It's like he wants to be like kind of like accepted into like. He wants to live a normal life, but he can't just because he's like a fucking violent criminal.
Yeah.
And that's just his nature. And that's a big part in this movie. And me and you were talking about that one piece of dialogue where he's sitting in Irene's apartment with like Benicio before they're like about to go on a date or whatever. Him and Irene. And Benicio, and they're watching TV, and Benicio's like, oh no, Ryan Gosling's like, oh, is he a bad guy? He's like, yeah, he's a shark, you can't tell. Like, he looks like a bad guy.
So is that
He's like, oh, is every shark bad?
I was wondering. Okay, so we can get into that.
Yeah.
In a second. But were they watching Finding Nemo?
I don't know. Good question.
Because that's interesting. Because of course we mentioned.
I was thinking it was a cartoon, but
What's his name? Well, fucking Finding Nemo is a cartoon.
Well, yeah, you're right.
What's his name?
Benicio.
No, I'm sorry.
Standard.
The main antagonist.
Oh, Albert Brooks.
Albert Brooks.
His name in the movie in Bernie.
Bernie.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Bernie Albert Brooks is fucking
Marlin. Yeah.
From Finding Nemo.
It is him.
And the first thing I thought when I heard like, oh, is he a shark? Is he the bad guy? Because in Finding Nemo, you think he's a good guy.
Yeah,
first,
yeah.
And then he's not. So, and that's like the only pop culture thing I can think of where fucking you're not sure if a shark is a good guy or a bad guy.
Oh, maybe you're right.
So maybe it is Finding Nemo, and it's a little homage to well to Albert Brooks.
Yeah. I didn't think about that. But
Shout out to that guy.
You're right. Yeah.
And that I thought is that Finding Nemo before I even knew that like who he was.
Mm-hmm.
Because I eventually had to look it up because his voice is so like
distinct.
Yeah, he has a great voice. So I had to look up who the fuck plays Bernie in Drive. So it's interesting.
It is.
Interesting little tidbit. But more specifically, Evan, I know you wanted to talk about that line of dialogue pertaining to the themes of the movie.
Yeah.
So you did just kind of describe it, but basically, yeah, they're watching a cartoon, and good old Driver is like, "Oh, is he a good guy?" And then Benicio's like, "No,
He's bad. He's a shark.
Sharks
Can't you
aren't good
tell?"
guys.
Yeah. So obviously, we were talking about this. Like for the most part, the movie's pretty subtle, but that line is like super on the nose.
And especially because like we were talking about, the dialogue is very subdued.
Yeah.
And it's like in the actual like plot or like the cause and effect of the movie, it's hard to get Driver to speak.
Yeah.
Like you have to drag speech out of him in most circumstances. So the movie can't help but be kind of subtle because he's not very talkative.
Yeah.
But that is like on top of it being very one-to-one parallel with the plot, it's also one of the few times where Driver initiates a conversation.
Yeah.
So it feels a little on the nose, I think, because of both
characters. So like, I think what we're both getting is like, oh, it's like obviously in reference to him.
Yes.
That line, yeah.
So it's there's kind of two ways that I think you can interpret it, which I think the natural way to interpret it is his own, like we were saying, like kind of the Western thing.
Yeah.
Of like,
they're a hero, but at the same time they're a violent outlaw.
it's like, yeah, they're trying to reconcile the fact that like what they do with kind of who they want to be.
Yeah.
I think that's a good way to put it, but also, I think it ties into, because obviously he has the scorpion on his back, and they mentioned the parable about the scorpion stinging the frog.
Yeah.
Because it's in his nature when the frog and the scorpion. If you've never heard that fucking parable before, sorry, I'm kind of getting ahead of myself. Basically, a scorpion asks a frog, "Can you help me cross the river?" And he's like, "Okay, but don't sting me." And then the scorpion stings him when they're halfway through the river. They're drowning, and the frog's like, "Why?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm a scorpion. That's what I do. I sting people." So that kind of brings up like
it's in his nature.
What's in people's nature, nature versus nurture kind of deal. I mean, that's not really, the nurture thing isn't really the point, but it's like, that's kind of the parallel that people bring up. Anyways, the point is, like, is he a good guy? Is he a bad guy? Is it up to him at all?
Yeah.
That type of thing. But I also think the whole scorpion parable could also relate to, like, in the crime world, when, like, for example, when he's trying to give, he's like, okay, just take the money, and then we're done.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, I'm not taking none of the money, I'm not gonna fuck you over, just take the money and I'm out. Like, that's what I want to do. But, of course, like, the organized crime that he's involved with, he knows that they're, like, the scorpion as well. Like, no matter what he does...
They're gonna fuck him over.
Even if he's, like, gentle like the frog and he just, like, here's the money back, let's be done, they're gonna sting him anyway.
Yeah.
Like, that kind of thing.
Yeah, for sure.
So I guess you could, like, compare them and him in that way and shit like that.
Yeah, I think it's just, like, something he can't escape.
Yeah.
And in the movie, he's trying to, like... Because there's even that scene where it's like the guy comes up, who he had done a previous crime with.
Yeah, and he's like, fuck off.
Yeah, because it's like, he doesn't want... I think by that point, he's like, he doesn't want anything to do with that life anymore. Because he had just started getting involved with Irene and Benicio. But also he was pissed off because, at that point, Standard, who is Irene's husband, he had just came back from prison. So his kind of like that... The very subtle moment, not subtle, brief moment he was having with her was kind of over now. Cause he was pissed about that too. But I think he's trying to distance himself from his life because he's like, when he meets her, he's like, I want to live like a normal life. But it's something he can't escape.
And one thing I thought was interesting about that scene too was, well, for one, I also thought just, like, in general, the guy's, like, just fucking being loud about it.
Yeah,
and he's like, fuck you, like, shut up, we're in a public place. But also...
I didn't even take it that way, necessarily, but I see what you mean.
I kind of, like, mostly associated with it being about Irene.
Yeah.
And him, But I thought that was interesting, too, where, like, they play it like that in the most of the movie where he's very professional like, about everything. Mm-hmm. But I also, mostly what I was thinking of, Evan, was I like that he doesn't... It's not a sexual relationship.
No.
And that's also kind of why I think, like...
they don't even kiss until that scene in the elevator.
And
they have been going on dates.
And we can get into that.
Well, whether they did something or not?
We can do... Well,
I don't think they did.
Well, Evan, I meant that scene.
Oh, where they kissed?
Elevator scene.
Well, you're going to say if it even happened?
We can get into the elevator scene later.
Oh, we can.
First, I wanted to say, I like how he like, cherishes her. Like, he fucking, like you were saying, like, that pretty much, just that small relationship in a platonic way. Even.
Yeah.
Like, it's not really a romantic relationship.
Yeah.
I mean, it's, like, kind of, but...
Like, well, they do, like, hold hands. That's, like, the closest thing.
For me, the way that he bonds with her son kind of first, and then with her, or, like, kind of simultaneously, it feels a lot more platonic. I mean, maybe platonic's not the right word, but wholesome, I guess. I don't want to say wholesome.
Yeah.
You know what I mean.
I know what you mean, yeah.
Yeah, it feels like that, like, the human connection comes first, and kind of, like, the romantic attraction kind of comes after that.
Yeah. But I wouldn't say it's platonic, because you can tell...
Not platonic, no.
He is kind of... You can tell he's upset when he finds out, oh yeah, her husband's coming home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's definitely upset about that after. But I guess when I say platonic, I just kind of mean...
No, I get what you're getting at. Yeah.
It's like a very wholesome kind of feeling that he has for her, despite like if there's like a second.
He likes her for her, not her body.
Yeah. and she likes her son and shit.
Yeah,
yeah. It's very
damn good guy.
It's very cute, very cute. And I also like how he. We're kind of skipping all over the place in this episode, but that's okay. Then.
It is okay.
Guess what? That's okay.
Cause we do that all the time. So.
But I really like how spoilers for Drive. I like how at the end he's like, "Oh, I thought maybe you could just take the money, and if you want, I'll come with you."
Yeah.
Like he's very like passive about it.
Yeah.
And then she slaps him.
Yeah, she slaps him before he even says like, "Oh, I could come with you, protect you." He's at first he just said, "Oh, you can take the money," and then she slaps him. And he's like, "Oh."
Well, yeah, because really, what he's saying is, like, I got your husband killed.
Yeah. Which,
that's kind of a muddy thing, but she really shouldn't be mad at him for that. But she doesn't really know the full context, I guess. But.
Well, she didn't even know what happened at all. All she knows is that, oh, he got killed in front of a pawn shop, like trying to rob it. But she didn't know the full details. There's more to it.
Yeah, he tried to tell her, but ultimately it's like...
Because also it becomes like this whole like setup thing and something to do with the East Coast mob. Like, it wasn't just robbing the pawn store, which is what she thinks it is. But, like, we find out, too, when we see it, it's like, oh, it's actually goes a lot deeper than that. Yeah. But anyways, continue.
No, I don't know, just the... I thought that was interesting, too, because it reminds me of in real life, like, if you try and just be blunt with someone, mm-hmm. like, if you tell someone, like, oh, you have this, like, tell when you're really nervous, your eye twitches or something, they'll get pissed off.
Yeah.
Like, even if it's just true. Or if you tell someone, you know, blah, 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 whatever. So, it was just, like, true to life to me, because I'm very, like, blunt in real life, and I try to, like, cut to the chase with people, and that pisses people off a lot of the time.
Yeah.
So, it reminded me of that, because even though he like, explains it in a very concise way, where he's like, they were going to kill you and your son if he didn't get the money, so I helped him out, and he got killed in the process, and she was still pissed, even though that's, like, a very good explanation. I guess he could have gone to the police, but, like, fuck that. I
don't know. I guess maybe.
But, I mean...
But still, he was involved with the crime, though.
I mean more Oscar Isaac than Ryan Gosling.
Okay.
But, yeah, it's understandable. It's just interesting to me that's... I guess it's not something that... it's something you see a lot in fiction, but something that I think is done well here more than most places.
Oh, speaking of Oscar Isaac, can I say something really quick?
Of course.
This was the first movie I ever saw Oscar Isaac in.
Really?
Yeah. I didn't know who he was before I saw Drive.
I saw Poe Dameron.
Yeah.
That's what I saw.
That was a few years later.
Yep. A couple years later.
Yeah. I don't know. I just wanted to say that really quick. That was the first movie I ever saw Oscar Isaac.
I think for me it genuinely was
Star Wars.
Star Wars. Yeah.
It was a few years later. Yeah.
Yep.
It's weird that he looks younger as Poe. As Poe. Then he does in this.
That's that Disney shit.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
That's that Disney shit. Let's clean you up. Let's give you a little spray tan. Let's rose your cheeks up.
Because in this he has like gray hair. And, like,
he has gray hair. Yeah. He looks kind of old with the buzz cut and the facial hair. Well, yeah, he's like, he only has stubble in Star Wars. He doesn't have like a beard.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, he looks like an old gangbanger in this.
He does.
He does. Oscar Isaac was good in this. I really liked, like, for me at least, they endear you to him, like, pretty well and pretty fast.
Yeah.
At least for me. I don't know. You feel the same way?
Yeah, he's not like. Well, we don't even know what he did. What landed him in prison? Probably robbery. Yeah, probably. But, you can tell he's not like a terrible person or anything like that. I like that one scene where he first meets him for the first time. It's tense as fuck in the hallway. Yeah.
That was a really good scene.
She's like, "Oh, you've been coming around, helping around." He's like, "You've been fucking my wife." That's probably what he's thinking.
Yeah,
but he doesn't say that. If you haven't seen the movie, he doesn't actually say that. But he's like, "Oh, you've been helping around, huh?"
Yeah, it's really tense. It's like they didn't need to drag it out more. But that was interesting.
Yeah.
That was interesting. They didn't need to drag it out more, but that was interesting. And I really like the scene. It was on the nose, for me when he was like, a toast to our future life, and whatever. You know what I'm talking
about? Before that happens? During the party? When they're having that party?
No. I guess
later when he's like, to my new friend?
He does two toasts.
Yeah.
So when he
does do two toasts.
He does do two toasts. He kind of has like 3 scenes. Like he has like a toast. He gets mad at Ryan Gosling's character, and then he does another toast, and then he dies.
Yeah. And the scene where he's like fucked up, and he tells Ryan Gosling what happened.
Yeah, that's really sad.
Yeah.
That was really sad because he was like, "This is like."
When he's trying to talk to his son, and he's like scared.
He's like, "This is a secret between the boys."
Yeah.
It's like, damn, bro. But it was really fucking cute to me too. Like I said, it's a pretty cute movie, despite the like hyper violence and shit like that. But it was cute to me how like he didn't like. Well, I don't know. They kiss, Ryan Gosling and the whatever, they kiss maybe, but just the way that he's willing to like help them out and protect them and be friends with Oscar Isaac, despite the fact that like that's kind of what I mean too with like the whole platonic thing. Like platonic's not the best word. I would have to look up the definition, but it's like a pure kind of love. Yeah, because he knows like, well, if I do this, it's gonna bring her even closer to him rather than me. But he doesn't care. Yeah, so he's like, he just wants to help her. Yeah, exactly. In a very, it's very pure, wholesome, like you said. Yeah, way. Yeah, which is great. I love that. Oh, the second toast. Yeah, where he's like, to my friend. It was on the nose how he was like, he like looked at Irene in the sun and he was like, to our many fucking a million years together of me being alive, and to my new friend Drive. Like, that was a bit much, but it really did endear me to him. The way that like he was a little jealous at first, but then you can tell like he's a good guy. Yeah. He's like, oh well, let's see what you're about, and I'll invite you to dinner and shit. Yeah. Like you're nice to my son, you're good with my son, and everything. Well, I think it was actually her who invited him. Oh, man. Remember he goes to see her at the diner. He's like, he's like, yeah, what happened? He already knew, but he goes and talked to her anyways. To see what she would say. Yeah, he's like, what happened to him? He's like, he got beat up by some drunk kids or whatever. Yeah, and she tells him like, you should come over. Oh right. Yeah. And then another time where I felt like he had slight autism, right? Mm-hmm. Is when Oscar Isaac was fucking pissed at him because Ryan, not in the hallway, but the scene where Ryan Gosling goes into Oscar Isaac's little room or something. Yeah, they're like in the bathroom. Yeah, and he's like, "What do they want?" Like Ryan Gosling's like, "What do they want the money for?" Yeah, or like, no, he's saying, "Who are they?" That's who are they? Yeah, and he's like, "Why the fuck do you want to know who they are?" Blah blah blah. Like, what the fuck? And then like Ryan Gosling just stares him down. Yeah, and he just like folds, and I guess he tells him. I think it cuts, but he gave him the Sigma stare. Yeah, he gave him the Sigma stare, and he was just silent about it. So that was interesting. I really like the characterization of him. He's cool. But did you see what Ryan Gosling said about his character in this film? What did he say? Have you seen the classic quote? He said, "Get this, Evan. Mm-hmm. This is real." Yeah. I don't know the quote verbatim, but okay. I know the gist of it. Yeah. So he basically said that he was like on Ryan Gosling on the topic of the driver character from Drive. Okay. Is what I'm talking about. He said, Evan, this is someone that is like hyper obsessed with movies and sees himself as like a protagonist type character. And like he incorporates like different film characters he knows of in his personality. You know what's funny? Because that kind of goes to the whole "he's literally me" meme. Yeah. That's what that's the first thing I thought when I saw that quote. Yeah. Because if you're watching this and somehow you don't know, there's a bit of a meme about this movie and a few other movies where it's like, he's literally me. Yeah. And it usually has to do with the Sigma male movie protagonist. Yeah, it's like Drive, Taxi Driver, Joker, American Psycho, Blade Runner 2049. Blade Runner. Too many are Ryan Gosling. Yeah. Than should be, but so yeah, it's really fucking interesting because it's like the snake. What is that called? Like the ampersand or some shit? The snake that eats itself. I don't know. You know what I'm talking about? Maybe. It's like a literary thing and like also like a myth thing. Yeah. Where it's like a snake that eats itself. It's like it's like in a more basic sense, like life imitating art, like art imitating life.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I get
that type of thing. Like it's like cyclical. Because like this is a guy that saw Taxi Driver, and then now there's people in real life that saw this instead of Taxi Driver. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't see the character in that way at all.
Me either. I actually don't.
I don't even see him as a guy who even watches movies.
Me either.
To me, it's just like a guy who only like thinks about his job.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
That's me too. Seriously, I think of it.
And he might have some kind of fucked up past that we don't know about.
Yeah, I see him as like, he doesn't watch Netflix. He just like works on cars.
Yeah,
like that's
exactly.
all he does.
Yeah,
I feel like. So yeah, that it's like an interesting take, but you know, whatever gets you to this point where you can do this performance.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't. It's kind of like Death of the Artist shit, where it's like, what he believes doesn't necessarily have to affect what I think about the movies. So.
Yeah, but honestly, I don't think that's what he says. I'm not saying he's wrong. Well, that's his interpretation. It's his character, so you know he interpreted out. But I don't know if that's what Refn was thinking when he made the character.
Or even the fucking book.
Yeah, or the book, yeah. But like you said, well, if that's what was going into your performance.
But it also makes sense to me in a sense because, like you were saying, this is very, like, classic anti-hero shit.
Yeah.
So it makes sense to me that he would be like, oh, this is a person that's kind of obsessed with that. Or maybe not obsessed with it, but someone that's, like, soaked that in.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, embodies that in a way in a modern era, I guess.
Yeah. That makes sense to me.
Yeah. But yeah, I agree with you though. I don't see it that way at all. I don't see this person as someone that consumes media.
Yeah, because you see his apartment in the movie. It's literally just a bed. And he does have a TV, but it's like a shitty TV.
Yeah, and he just, all we see him do is like, he watches baseball on the TV, and then later when he does the heist, he has baseball on the radio.
Yeah.
That's it.
But it was like for the purpose of using that as like an escape at the end.
Oh, because he was timing it.
Yeah, uh-huh.
Yeah, he was timing
it. Wasn't like, because, oh, I like baseball. No, it was like...
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he does drive for movies, but the only reason he gets involved with that, it's not because of his own interest, it's because he knows Bryan Cranston character, who's been working for years on doing stunts for movies.
Yeah, he's good with cars, which gets him a job as a mechanic, which gets him a job as a stunt driver. Yeah. Which gets him a job as a getaway driver.
It wasn't because like, he wasn't like, yo, I love movies. And it was just because he happened to know Bryan Cranston character who gets him involved with that.
But I guess there are certain elements where I can kind of, like, I can get that angle, especially from the performer's perspective. But for me, and like just like me as a viewer, like interpreting it, I don't see it.
Yeah, yeah.
Cause like, but like the way he has like the white boots and like the pristine white scorpion jacket, that feels kind of like. I want to look like you said, a Sigma.
That's almost exactly like the meme, though.
Yeah,
yeah, that's funny. Or like putting on the gloves before he like interrogates the fucking Christina Hendrick character.
And also another thing,
because that's so like over dramatic. And like he's like, before I can fucking slap this bitch, I gotta put on my gloves.
God, that scene's amazing.
It is a great scene.
That
scene
is amazing.
That whole hotel, motel, whatever it is.
That hotel, motel, Holiday Inn.
Yeah, that scene is amazing.
It is amazing.
Do you want to talk about that scene a little bit?
Yeah.
Because we did mention the whole Oscar Isaac stuff, so it's like. He agreed to help rob the pawn shop to help Oscar Isaac's character get the money. Because he's like he owes like protection fees from when he was in prison.
Basically, Ryan Gosling, in a very kind of selfless way, wants to help.
Because he agreed to not take any money for it. Because that guy's like, fuck. He writes fuck off on his hand.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
Yeah, it was.
There's a few like laughs in this.
It is.
Because he's like, you don't see what he's writing, but he's writing on his hand. And he writes like, here's how much for you, here's how much for Oscar Isaac, here's how much for the bitch. And then he turns his palm around and says, fuck off. That's funny. But yeah, selflessly, Driver agrees to do a job to help his, for lack of a better word, to help his crush's husband.
Yeah.
Because he's just a selfless guy who wants to help them out.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were continuing.
No, so obviously it goes wrong. Mm-hmm. Fucking the husband gets shot to death because it's all mixed up in the mob and shit, and he didn't know that.
Yeah, they thought they were only stealing $40K, but then it turns out to be $1 million.
Yeah.
That the East Coast mob was like stashing at this pawn shop or whatever. And so like they were gonna steal the money and then get stuck up again by Cook, the guy who even gave them the job, to get the money to Nino. So I don't know.
Yeah, because
who is Ron Perlman's character?
And it was clever too because they set up the fact that Oscar Isaac is like a patsy the whole time, like in the sense that when he's in jail, they want protection money from him for whatever reason. Mm-hmm. He gets out of jail, they're like, you owe us more money, you owe us more money, you owe us more, continuously as he goes on. And you get the idea that they're the type of people that won't let you get out of it.
Yeah.
Like, they'll never let you get out of it. So, in this time, where they're like, okay, do this one last job and you're done.
Yeah.
And then, obviously, they're going to find out how much money they're stealing, which is $1 million. But, if they happen to get robbed, it's like, well, you still owe me.
Yeah.
That type of thing.
Yeah,
they're not
exactly.
going to let him out of it, no matter what.
Yeah, pretty much,
So, that all kind of has, like, an internal logic that I appreciated.
Yeah. And that's, like, I guess a way to fuck them over or even potentially just kill them.
Yeah. I don't think they were going to kill him. I think they did want Oscar Isaac to just do more jobs for them. And maybe Ryan Gosling, too. And the bitch obviously was in on it.
Yeah.
Because she gets fucking punished.
She doesn't get punished.
She gets punished by the true vengeance.
By the true vengeance. But anyways, yeah, so we can talk about that scene. So Oscar Isaac gets killed. I guess it was by the pawn shop owner, right?
Well, I did want to mention this.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, it must have been like a pawn shop owner / a mob guy.
And they do carry, like, so if you ever think about robbing a pawn shop, don't. Because they usually do carry, like, fucking shotguns in there.
Don't rob a fucking pawn shop. No.
Do, like, a gas station or
something. Don't rob anywhere that sells guns. If Grand Theft Auto taught me anything, don't rob anywhere that has guns for sale. Because they also have guns in their little pockets. But, I did want to mention this. One of the most effective parts in the entire movie for me was, obviously, like we said, Ryan Gosling is helping Oscar Isaac. They're doing the job for the pawn shop. And then it's very similar to the opening heist kind of scene where one person comes out. In this case, the first person to come out is the beautiful female. Yeah. What's her name?
Christina Hendricks' character. Her name's Blanche, yeah.
Yeah, so the female, that's Oscar Isaac's kind of partner, comes out to the car. She's safe. They're waiting on Oscar Isaac. And then it's very tense, very slow. I wouldn't be surprised if that scene is like 4 minutes, 5 minutes long.
Something like that,
Because, you know, Oscar... Because, like, Ryan Gosling's like, see you in 5.
Yeah.
And then Oscar Isaac's like, see you in 4.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if that's like exactly 4 minutes. Cause
probably.
Like, that'd be pretty sweet. But yeah, so they're waiting on Oscar Isaac. Oscar Isaac finally walks out, and he walks out very slow. Mm-hmm. And then he gets fucking plugged.
Yeah, a shotgun. I think it was a shotgun.
I think so.
Yeah.
But yeah, he gets plugged like 3 times, and I shit you not, I jumped every shot. I think he gets shot 3 times. I jumped every time.
Well, the first time it really goes, it gets you.
I literally, I swear I jumped. It was fucking awesome. It was really tense. It was really fucking good.
And it always like, it's like a small thing, but like when Oscar Isaac's character gets shot, you see Ryan Gosling like get out of the car.
Yeah.
I feel like if it were anybody else, like if it was the random thugs from the beginning of the movie, he wouldn't have done that.
That is great.
Yeah, it's just like a little thing, but it's just like
it's
like almost out of character for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like it is, but it isn't.
Yeah, but like
it's out of,
if it were any random thug, he wouldn't have given a fuck.
It's out of character in a professional
sense.
sense.
Exactly.
Like for his job, but not out of character for like him.
Yeah, exactly.
Because he's helping out someone that he cares about. I would genuinely say that he probably cares about Standard in a way.
Yeah.
Like I was saying, I think it is a very true kind of love that he has for
Irene.
Yeah. That's her name, yeah. Not a name you hear very often.
But yeah, so that is like a quick shot, but it always stood out to me. It's
a really good moment.
Yeah. Like you can tell he has like a personal investment in this.
After he's shot more than once, though, he's like, all right, I'm leaving.
Yeah. He's like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. And then you see there's the other car that had pulled up while they were waiting.
Yes.
Then it starts chasing them. This is like the best chase scene in the movie.
Yeah, it's a good chase scene. Yeah.
I always thought it was badass when he's like driving backwards.
Yeah.
He's doing the reverse driving.
You know what
That's
came to
fucking
mind?
sick. Oh, what?
Licorice Pizza.
Oh, yeah.
That's what came to mind when that happened, but...
It was actually... I'll actually say this. It was way, like, scarier in Licorice Pizza, I think. Just because of the fact that
it's a different thing.
Yeah, and this is like he's controlling it. And this she was like going down. And that she was like going downhill,
Yeah,
having to drive backwards. It's way scarier.
Well, because in Drive, he's a very competent adult professional driver with a perfectly functioning great car. But in Licorice Pizza, the car is broken down. They're running from a rich guy, and it's in neutral in like the fucking California like rolly like hill streets. It is probably more tense than Licorice Pizza, but it reminded me of that, and they're both good scenes.
Yeah, for sure. I didn't even think about that, the Licorice Pizza connection, but yeah. Whenever I see people driving in reverse, I'm always impressed like that, because I'm like, there's no fucking way I can do that.
Ultimately, we have to call it back to the original GOAT.
Oh, who is that?
Tomater.
Oh, yeah, Tomater. Is there a scene where he drives in reverse?
You don't remember that?
I haven't seen Cars in years. Literally,
Cars,
like, over 10 years.
In Cars, I think what happens is Tomater, not to get too far into Cars on the Drive episode, but that's how he wins part of the race at the end, is because like, I guess, like, NASCAR...
Well, Lightning McQueen?
Yeah.
Does he learn something from Mater? I can't remember.
He teaches him how to drive backwards.
Oh, he does? I don't remember
because
that.
I think NASCAR cars don't have, like, what are they called? The mirrors, the side mirrors?
Oh, they don't, do they?
And I think they, like, he gives him side mirrors or some bullshit, and then he teaches him how to drive backwards. But yeah, so he's the original GOAT. Oh. So you got Cars, you got Cars, Licorice Pizza, and Drive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All classic films.
The Holy Trinity.
Those are all classic films.
Yeah. I wouldn't argue with you.
Oh yeah, but yes, let's talk about the motel scene. So he like basically was like, yeah, what the fuck was the deal with that? He puts the gloves on, and he like slapped the shit out of her. And this moment intense as fuck. He's like, what did he say? He says, darting out every word from your mouth is gonna be the truth, or I'm gonna hurt you. He says, oh, I'm gonna fucking hurt you. And I was like, oh shit. And yeah, she tells him basically like, oh, it was all a stick up, basically, or a setup, I should say. Yeah. It wasn't a stick up. They didn't get that far.
Well, they were the one doing the stick up.
Yeah, but they didn't get
the one doing the.
It was a setup.
The setup, yeah.
Yeah. But she didn't know that it was gonna be $1 million. I guess.
She didn't. I guess she didn't know the full context.
Yeah.
But it doesn't really matter what she knew because her brain gets exploded.
Yeah. So like, they come to take the money. Just some like random goons who I guess are with Cook and Nino.
Yeah.
And like, she's like, go to the bathroom because he's like, you're gonna take me to Cook, who is the guy who like giving them the job. And she's like, oh, cleaning up in the bathroom because she was like crying and shit because she just got the fucking shit slapped out of her. And then yeah, you just see the shotgun. The guy pull up in the window. Of the
it's an amazing shot because you get the impression that someone's coming to the door, and then you can see someone kind of moving behind the blinds. In the bathroom. So they're setting up on both. Exits, like both possible exits in that apartment, and it's so great because it doesn't like zoom in, doesn't call attention to it. Like I mean, it does call attention to it in a way.
Yeah.
But not in like a fucking like what's the word? Like a typical Die Hard or like a typical like Taken kind of way. Mm-hmm. Like it's like a broad shot of the entire room, and then like Ryan Gosling's attention, I think,
into the door.
Is on the door, and then you see off to the other side. It shows you like the focus is on the girl in the bathroom, but you can see like out of focus in the background the guy training a shotgun through the window, and then she gets her brain exploded. Yeah,
he shoots and you literally see her fucking like head explode.
That whole part, especially just for me, like seeing him line up a shot in the background is fucking awesome.
That whole scene was always crazy to me because I was like, oh shit, like they really blew up fucking Christina Hendricks' fucking face. It's like I feel like she's not like super famous, but like most like well-respected actresses, I feel like most of the time you're not going to see something extremely violent like that happen to them on screen. You know what I mean? Like their head exploding.
Yeah, it's like that shit where like Vin Diesel like won't let you punch him enough time. Like,
is that a thing?
Yeah, you don't know about that? No, I've heard about that before. Where like I can't remember the exact. I don't watch fucking Fast and Furious and shit, but Vin Diesel has like a thing in his contract where it's like, if him and The Rock get in a fight in a scene, they have to trade an equal amount of blows, or Vin Diesel has to give him more blows.
More.
Yeah, it's like that. Like, he can't get shit on, ever.
Yeah, damn.
Yeah. So I respect any actor, like you said, Christina Hendricks.
Yeah,
Yeah, I respect any actor that's willing to, like, oh yeah, kill me, like.
For sure.
Yeah. Like, not everyone gets to be like the hero superstar, or even if you are, it's like, it just reminds me of when I was a kid. I had like female friends, like a lot of female friends when I was a little kid. And, like, I would make them play action figures with me. And they would just be like, whatever. Like, and you know what I mean? And they would make the hero, like, hit the bad guy.
Yeah.
And then be like, boom, like, they win. And they'd be like, no, like, the hero has to get hit. Like, you know what I mean? It's like that. Like, you look like a fucking tool if you're Vin Diesel and you're like, I get to only beat everyone in the fights. Like,
exactly,
you look like a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Well, Evan?
But yeah, that scene, if you don't mind me.
Do you have anything? No, I was gonna say, do you have anything more to say about that scene?
Yeah, this whole scene, bro. So like I said, you see her fucking head explode, and then he tries to break in from the door, and Gosling kind of like hides. Or no, the guy comes in from the guy didn't break in the door yet. The other guy who blew her brains out comes in through the window. Mm-hmm. He kind of like hides, and he grabs the shotgun and just fucking shoots him. Like he like grabs it out of his hands and fucking shoots him. Is that what happens?
They kind of struggle for it, and he kind of forces him to shoot himself or something like that. You know what I mean?
Oh, no, he doesn't shoot him. He grabs a shotgun and then, like, fights him in the bathroom. And this I always thought was brutal. When he grabs, like, the shower curtain.
Oh,
the thing for him. Yeah, for holding the shower curtain, like, stabs him in, like, the chest. I always thought that was brutal as fuck. Like, just the fact that it's not even, like, a knife or something like that. It's, like, an object that he had to, like, ram into his fucking, like, chest.
Yeah, it's like he stabbed him with more or less, like, a blunt instrument.
Yeah, Yeah. I was like, oh, that part was always brutal to me. And then the guy breaks in through the door and he shoots him with the shotgun.
Yeah.
And you get that shot with him with, like, the blood on his face. And he just looks fucking insane.
You may or may not be looking at that right now if you're looking at the screen.
Yeah, you may or may not be looking at that.
Who knows?
Yeah. Great scene. Great scene. Yeah. And then, yeah, you get more of the fact that you... Like I said, we don't really know too much about his past, but he's like... Well, he can't just drive. He can fight, too. He's kind of a badass.
It's kind of like Batman.
Yeah, he's kind of like Batman, you may say.
Well, I'm saying, like, because he's like, I don't use guns.
Yeah.
Or he's like, I don't carry a gun. I drive.
Unless you have to grab your fucking shotgun and shoot you. But yeah, that was, I really fucked with that scene.
That's a great scene.
It is. It's interesting, you mentioned something earlier, because we were talking about the whole, kind of, is it part of his nature? Is it a choice? Does he even have a choice? And it's weird, it's like, it's kind of like, it's part of his nature, but it's like, it kind of just follows him. Like, he can't even escape it. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, of course, like, he does shoot to help Sander, but it's like, of course, the one thing he's like, he's been trying to break away from that life, but when he does, like, try to help Standard, he gets involved in this, like, whole... It's something way bigger. And even Albert Brooks' character brings mention that he's like, of all the robberies that fucking... like, he's like, 3,000 robberies in fucking LA a year. It's like, this is the one he chooses. You remember?
Yes.
So it's like, it's like it follows him. He can't escape being part of this fucking,
and it
like,
is
violent
also,
lifestyle.
Like, it's also, like, you kind of, like, he tries to help Standard in the only way that he can.
Yeah.
But he's like...
Which is being a criminal.
Yeah, he's like, I'm a criminal, I know how to drive, I'll drive for you.
Yeah.
You steal shit, I drive, I'll drive you, let's do that. But it's like, maybe he could have thought outside the box and done some other shit, but he did what he knew.
Yeah.
Like, he was able to do what he knows. So in that way, like, it kind
of... But it just fucks him over more, because then it, like, he's trying to live a clean life.
Well, yeah.
And then...
That digs
he just can't. Yeah, exactly. He can't. Because, like I say, it was really the only thing he knows.
Yeah, but it's true to life, too, because, like, what do they say? Like, if you have a hammer, every problem looks like a nail.
Yeah,
That's what they say, yeah. It's like that.
Yeah. So, interesting.
Very interesting.
I like after this, so after this point, we start getting more of Ron Perlman and Albert Brooks' character. This is when they become heavily involved, once you find out it has to do more with them. And,
well, do you want to talk about the scene with,
mm-hmm.
what's his name? Nico? That's not Ron Perlman, is it? Is that Ron Perlman?
Oh, it's
Who's the guy in the tracksuit?
Cook.
Cook. That's his name.
Yeah, so he goes and finds him, I guess.
Yeah, they don't really.
I forgot. How does
it.
he find him?
Well, all he knows is that his name is Chris. That he gets
Yeah,
from Blanche, and then he asks Walter White's character.
Oh, Bryan Cranston.
He asks Bryan Cranston about it, and then Bryan Cranston kind of gives him some information or something.
Yeah.
And then I guess off of that, he's able to find the strip club that he's at.
Oh, I think he was gonna ask Albert Brooks' character.
What?
Who this guy was. Cook.
He was gonna ask Cook who the other guy is.
No, he was gonna ask Albert Brooks' character who Cook is if he knows anything about him.
Was he?
Yeah, isn't that what happened?
No, he was looking for. He was looking for Cook.
Yeah.
And he asks, what's his name?
Bryan Cranston.
He asked Bryan.
Because he got remember they're like, because he gets shot during the whole motel
they clean
thing.
his wounds.
Yeah,
They're in the car, and
then we start telling him. Oh, it's funny too, talking about the wholesome love thing. In that scene, Bryan Cranston's like, I know a lot of guys who mess with married women, but I never knew someone who was trying to help the husband out or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that was funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure Bryan Cranston tells him where to find Cook.
Yeah, he does.
And then through Cook, he tries to find Albert Brooks.
No, he tries to find Ron Perlman.
Is that right?
Yeah, because he tells him to. Because he's trying to find out whose money he has.
You're right.
He doesn't even know.
You're right.
Who the $1 million belongs to.
Because I remember it cuts to him in the pizza shop.
Yeah, where he's talking to him.
Ron Perlman talking to him.
But yeah, he finds out who Cook is and goes and finds him, and where like the dressing room is.
That's one of my favorite parts in the movie is when he goes back there and he fucks up.
Yeah. In fact, he just walks up and starts smashing his hand at him. If weird though, one of his other hands was already fucked.
It was weird.
Yeah, you never find out how, but like.
But I guess it kind of also, I might be wrong, but I guess it kind of also implies that he's just like a piece of shit.
No, I think that that's
like,
literally what I'm thinking.
He's always getting into trouble, and
Yeah, because later we see that they don't give a fuck about him. The Albert Brooks character just straight up fucking murders him in the pizza shop.
Yeah. He's literally the fucking protagonist from GTA 4.
Yeah.
Nico.
Yeah, he smashes his hand with the hammer. And he brings out the bullet that they had given Benicio earlier. That's super fucked. That they had given the son the bullet. And they're like, keep a...
They were basically like threatening him.
Yeah.
Like threatening the son, which is like...
It's like he fucking like ate.
Yeah.
But anyway, so yeah, he brings out the bullet and like puts it to his head. He's like, oh no. He's like, what fucking money do I have?
Yeah, like he's gonna hammer the bullet to his fucking head. That's awesome.
It is. I like when he puts it in his mouth also. And like, I always wonder, did he swallow it? I don't know.
I think so. I don't know.
Jesus Christ.
I think so. I hope he did.
Yeah, and then they call Ron Perlman, whose money he has. Well, it's not his money, but it was the money he was gonna rob from the East Coast mob. I like this phone call scene a lot when you talk to him. Cause he's like sweating. He's like nervous as fuck. I think it's one of the only scenes where you see him where he's like nervous. You know what I mean? Cause he's like shaking. You literally see him sweating. Cause I don't know. I guess he's a criminal, but he's kind of a petty thief. He's not involved in like something major like this, where he like runs deep with like the literal like millions of dollars having to do with like the mob. You know what I mean?
That's something interesting that I wanted to bring up too is like the whole like shark thing.
Yeah.
Like kind of related to that, but I think he rides this kind of line, like you were saying, like he's not like a hardened criminal.
Yeah.
Or at least like you said, also we don't know his past, but from this point, he's not doing any like violent crimes.
Yeah.
He's like, I drive you there, you do what you need to, I leave. So I feel like he has this thing where he's like, well, I'm not that bad.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I'm, I just do this job. I don't steal. I don't kill nobody. I just drive. Like, I feel like he has that way of like justifying it to himself and kind of justifying that he's not a terrible person.
Yeah.
And that kind of thing. Epic.
Yeah, that's
Epic
interesting.
take.
Yeah. And then by this point, well, he already had to murder 2 people, and now he's like talking to this fucking mob boss. Yeah. So he's getting kind of like in over his head.
Yeah, he's out of his comfort zone completely. Because also there's an element of like he's a great driver, so even if like all that moral stuff is out of the way, like he's confident in the fact that he can get away from shit. And,
yeah.
like, drive, well enough to get out of his.
And he just straight up tells him like, oh, I just want to give you the money. I don't want anything else out of it. And even it's like that goes more to show like, oh, this is not really his territory, because Nino, he's like, oh, what do your partners think of this? What do you get out of it? And it's like, he's like, oh no, I don't have any fucking partners. I don't want anything. I just want to give you the money. The only thing I want is just to not be involved with this situation at all. So yeah,
that's another thing too that reminds me of the scorpion and the frog thing.
Yeah.
Did I point this scene out specifically when we were talking about it?
Not this specific one, but
okay. Well, that's what it reminds me of too, is because it's like it's weird because it's kind of a reversal, I guess. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I haven't thought this through completely. I don't have my dissertation on Drive on me. I'm sorry. But it's like a reversal because in that part, Ryan Gosling's character is kind of like the frog.
Yeah, uh-huh.
Like, he's like, I want to give you the money. I don't want anything out of it. Just don't sting me. But, of course, no matter what he does, those fucking mob people are going to kill him.
Yeah.
And which they do later because they fucking,
Yeah, that's really interesting, the whole... What you're saying is like...
The parable.
Oh, well, yeah, like you're saying, in some instances, he's the scorpion. But then when he gets swallowed up in this whole thing, it's like, well, he becomes the frog.
Yeah.
And then it's like, I don't know. It's interesting.
And I think because it's kind of like... Because he's on both sides of it,
yeah.
That's what that kind of scene means at the end, where they stab each other.
Yeah,
You
definitely.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is also a good scene.
Good scene?
He stabs the fuck out of her, Brooks.
He does.
After that, though, he, that's when he goes and sees Irene again, right? Yeah, because Nino's like, go find that fucking guy. Because he knows who he is. And then, okay, we find out, oh, Bryan Cranston told them
about Irene.
Yeah, not just about Irene, but about him too, and where he lived. I'm like, Jesus Christ, what the fuck are you thinking? But like you say, he kind of portrayed like Bryan Cranston. He's like well-meaning, but he's kind of an idiot.
Yeah,
and that's just kind of how he portrayed.
I think he's also kind of like, it's similar to Ryan Gosling.
Yeah.
In Ryan Gosling, in the sense that he's similar to him, where he's like, well, just take the money and we'll be done with it, and I don't want anything to do with it. And Bryan Cranston's like, well...
He's trying to kind of be a mediator in this situation.
It's interesting, too, because they both make the same mistake.
Yeah.
Because Bryan Cranston's like, well, he doesn't want the money, he just wants to protect the girl, just take the money back and you'll be fine. And then... It's interesting because Ryan Gosling is like, why the fuck would you do that? You're a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
And then Ryan Gosling turns around and tries to do the exact same thing.
Yeah.
But he fucks... Obviously, it doesn't work either way because they're both gonna... They're scorpions. They're gonna sting him no matter what they do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So...
Interesting.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
So I never thought the scorpion had so much to do with the actual like theme.
Yeah, but it does. Yeah.
Well, because we talked about, if you watched our cool Halloween episodes,
but I never really thought about that, the whole frog and the scorpion thing, and just violence. Because I honestly already thought about like a big thing about the movie is about violence kind of being in his nature. It's something he can't escape. But I didn't really think about the symbolism with the scorpion having to do directly with that.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Well, I mean, because, like I was saying about the Halloween episodes, we were talking about our Halloween costumes, and your costume was Drive.
Yeah.
So, I never, like, I kind of was forced to take a good look at the jacket.
You were forced to. You had no choice.
Well, I did take pictures for you.
You did.
But, so, yeah, I was...
But let me make clear to the audience, I forced Dylan to take those pictures. He literally had no choice.
He did force me.
Yeah.
I'm waiting on my restitution. So. No, but so I was kind of, without having seen the movie before, I was forced to kind of see like, oh well, it's a fucking bright white jacket with a scorpion on it. And then when I saw this, when I had just watched it for the first time, and then I heard the parable about the scorpion, I was like, well, that's probably relevant.
Yeah. But it's something I hadn't even thought about. Then I was like, oh yeah, it goes literally hand in hand with the violence and in your nature thing. So
yeah,
there you go.
Definitely. Because that's what the whole frog scorpion thing is about. It's like even if it has zero benefit, the scorpion is still gonna sting you.
Yeah.
Just like the
Interesting. Thank you, Dylan.
Thank
you, Dylan.
Dylan's genius.
He is a genius.
Every time. I surprise even myself. Every time.
Oh yeah, so he goes. He's like, yeah. We talked about this earlier. He goes and sees Irene again. I think this is the last time they see each other.
The elevator part.
Yeah. He tells her like, yeah, I have the money. Maybe you could take it. And he tells her the truth about what happened with Standard, and she just slaps the fuck out of him. And then the guy who's from like one of Nino's men or whatever pulls up in like the elevator, and they go inside, and they have that cool kiss scene. I think you wanted to mention something about this. Maybe it didn't happen.
So I had.
It's funny. I was actually thinking about that today.
I had done a bit of research on the film, and I actually didn't really think twice about that. I did notice the lighting change, but I kind of just I kind of said about the weird stripper tangent I went on earlier. It wasn't like a concrete thought where I like put it into words in my head, but I was just kind of like, oh, this is like a stylistic thing.
Yeah.
Like, kind of the they have a romantic kiss. I'm sure this episode is impossible to follow if you haven't seen Drive, but yeah, they have a romantic kiss. The lights in the elevator fade, and they have a romantic kiss. He pulls her to the side, blah blah blah. And I kind of chalked it up to like, oh, it's just like a stylistic choice. Kind of like La La Land.
Where they're like flying in the observatory.
Yeah, they're like flying in the air, but it's like a metaphor, but it still kind of happens.
Yeah.
But it's like, yeah, it's a metaphor. But then I had watched a cool, terrible video on YouTube, kind of dissecting Drive or whatever, and he had mentioned that that's not real. What do you think about that?
I think it is real.
You think it is real?
Like, I'll say definitively, I think it is real. And, I think it was just a style choice when it goes to, like, slow motion, the lighting change. Because it just kind of fits the whole vibe of the movie. And, you know, Nicholas Winding Refn himself has said, like, oh, this movie kind of meant to be like a fairy tale.
Yeah.
And so, well, that kind of fairy tale-esque. Yeah, like, he kissed me and the lighting fucking dimmed, everything, the world slowed, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I would say it definitely happened.
I guess I'm on the fence. Because there's not really anything else like that in the movie, but at the same time, it is the only moment where you get, like, romantic catharsis.
Yeah, exactly.
So it could be to emphasize that, or it also could be...
Because it finally kind of, like, solidifies their... Like, where we were talking about the platonic or romantic thing. Where it's like, oh, finally they have, like, a definitively romantic thing happening between them.
They get a moment where they're kind of together for a second.
Yeah, exactly. And it's the last time he sees her, too, which adds to it.
And I don't
it's the last time he ever sees her.
I think them getting a moment like that, and then they also mentioned in the same video, or I did watch a few videos about Drive before we made this. So, in one of them, and by the way, all my cool hot takes are mine, unless I mention otherwise. So I'm a genius, don't discount that. But, in one of them they mentioned that when he bashes the guy's head in.
Yeah.
And then the elevator doors close. That's kind of the moment where they kind of realize they can't be together.
Exactly, yeah.
So I feel like if it's a real kiss, I don't think it takes away if the kiss isn't real, but I think it works better if it is real. Yeah,
and also I think the fact that it's stylized like that is also meant to be like juxtaposed with the very next moment where it's like a moment of extreme violence, you know what I mean? So they had to be like, if it was just a regular kiss, that like juxtaposition wouldn't have like stood out as much, you know what I mean? They have like this very slow romantic moment paired next to a moment where he's literally stomping this guy's head in, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think that's part of it.
Yeah.
You think so? You agree?
Yeah. Well, like I was saying, I kind of am on the fence. I could go either way, but I think it would be... Like you were saying, like about that, like the juxtaposition between the violence and the romance in that moment. And then also, like I was saying, it kind of like, the stylization of that moment, is that even a word? Like
for the sake of this, it is.
Well, the style of that moment where they kiss, being kind of the only moment like that in the movie, it works because it's putting emphasis on an important moment.
Yeah.
So it doesn't, to me... That doesn't have to only indicate that it's not real. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree. So, for me, I would say it's real, but yeah. Well, If someone wants to read into it and say it's not, who am I to disagree?
There you go.
So what happens after that? After their cool kiss and their little goodbye, I guess.
Bryan Cranston dies?
Yeah.
I think Bryan Cranston dies after that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because earlier, before he goes to see her one last time. No. After that, that's when he goes to see Bryan Cranston. He's like, "What the fuck? How'd they know where I live? And how'd they know about Irene?"
Oh, because he killed the guy that they sent after him. Yeah, and then he goes to see Bryan Cranston.
And then he tells Bryan Cranston, "You need to get the fuck out of here. Like, they're gonna come and kill all of us, basically." And then Bryan Cranston, he goes to a garage, I guess, and Albert Brooks is like just waiting for him there. And
that is a great moment.
Yeah.
When he goes to kill Bryan Cranston, because I especially love the moment where he's like, imagine, I can't even remember how he talks, but he's like, imagine my name
on the car. He said on a car. Yeah.
On a racing car. And he kind of like looks up at it like in a grandiose way, and it was a good moment.
It was.
A good moment. Because obviously he's a piece of shit, but at the same time he's like reluctant about it. He's like, it didn't have to be this way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when he kills him, he's like, he pulls out a razor and just like slices open his like arm. He's like, don't worry. He's like, it's quick.
Yeah.
What do
the emo kids say? Across the road, down the street.
Oh, it's
about cutting yourself.
It's down the road, not across the street.
Down the road, yeah.
It's not across the street, down the road.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yes.
He does it very down the road.
Yeah. He goes as far down the road as he can. But yeah, he's like, shh, it's already over.
Yeah.
It's already over. Yeah, it's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
I guess did we even mention Albert Brooks here? If you like we said, if you haven't seen this movie, this episode's probably impossible to follow. But like Albert Brooks' character had already been like investing in like Bryan Cranston business.
Yes, we didn't mention that. So can I recap that real quick? Because I really like that part. So I mean, if you're following along with this, if you're listening to this right now and you haven't seen Drive, you're a fucking trooper. And I want to give it up to you. So, but if you have seen Drive and you haven't seen it in a while, I don't know, whatever. But there's a portion in the first act of the movie where Bryan Cranston, Ryan Gosling's boss, is trying to set up Ryan Gosling with a straight job that will make them both a lot of money.
Yeah. It's like race car driving.
Yeah, Bryan Cranston wants his boss to invest in Ryan Gosling and him to have a stock car.
Yeah.
In real stock car races. So he's like, yeah, give us this money for this car. Come see this kid. He's a great driver. They buy the car. They're working on it, and then it doesn't pay off.
Yeah.
And then, well, the only payoff it really has is in the end when he's like, I would have loved to have my name on that fucking car.
Yeah.
Like, and then he kills Bryan Cranston. So, yeah, that was great.
Yeah, it's interesting, Bryan Cranston's character. You also find out about his leg. It was fucked up because of them. And he's still kind of doing business with them. It wasn't because of Albert Brooks' character, though. It was because of Ron Perlman's. Like, he got into some kind of business with Ron Perlman's character.
Initially, what I thought... Because they bring that up very early on in the movie, that Bryan Cranston was kind of fucked up by the mob in some way.
Yeah.
But you find out that it wasn't because he owed them money. It was because he was trying to get too much money from them for his services.
And they broke his pelvis. I think that's what they said.
I think so.
Yeah. And his leg is just like permanently fucked because of that.
That was interesting. But I also wanted to mention the fact that like the whole Ryan Gosling, like in the background of the whole movie, or maybe not in the background. I don't know you want to say it, but the whole movie, Ryan Gosling, you get the sense that he wants to be a good guy, especially after he kind of meets Irene and her son and everything. So you have this kind of background element of the job of being a stock car driver, and you're like, oh, well, that's his way out.
Yeah.
The movie, maybe he'll have a big race, and it'll be a happy ending. Like that element is there.
Yeah. I'm just laughing about that, imagining that sounds like a completely different movie.
That's not what happens. Yeah. But there's an element of that where your expectations could be placed there. And it's like a tangible way to connect his want to be that versus the reality of the rest of the movie. Yeah.
That's interesting. Yeah.
Well, it's just like I said, it's like a tangible way to show you that he wanted a way out. That there was a way out, but everything, of course, was complicated. Yeah,
it's like we were mentioning. It's like it's a lifestyle he really just like can't escape, no matter how hard he tries. But yeah, anyways, after Bryan Cranston died... Oh, you good?
What the fuck?
Was there something metal in the... What is that? I can't see it too dark.
It's like the thing.
Oh. It probably fell in when you, like, opened it.
Yeah. Fucking my... Are you gonna keep this in? The top of my beer fell in my beer.
Oh. Hey, what were we saying? Yeah, he kills Albert Brooks, and then obviously by that point they're still trying to kill Ryan Gosling.
Or Albert Brooks kills Bryan Cranston.
Yeah, he killed Bryan Cranston. By the point they're like they want to kill Ryan Gosling as well.
And that moment, it's a small, quick moment. But it was really sad when Ryan Gosling found Bryan Cranston.
Yeah,
Yeah, because he was like, that's the only like kind of family.
Yeah.
Or any kind of friend or anything he has.
Yeah, outside of like her, who is someone he just met. That's like the only real relationship he has.
Yeah.
With Bryan Cranston.
So it's really sad.
And it I don't want to say it's like a mentor type relationship.
It kind of is.
Kind of, but it's like...
Because he gave him a job and that type of shit. And he's trying to put him on with the race car thing.
Yeah,
yeah. Yeah, he wants to see him like grow and be successful and shit. Yeah.
It's just, I don't know if mentor is the right word, but maybe. Maybe it is.
Mentor. Or
like
something.
fatherly type role.
Yeah, somewhat, yeah. So yeah, that was sad.
It is, yeah. It's a quick. It's not like he breaks out. He's like, no. What is Bryan Cranston's character's name? I can't remember.
It's like Bernie?
No, Bernie's Albert Brooks. I can't remember. Sammy.
Is it as an S?
Is it?
Shannon,
yeah. He's not like, no, Shannon. It's just very quick.
I love when movies aren't like the MCU.
Yeah, I know, right?
Like fucking on the nose as shit and fucking terrible.
Yeah,
there's our token MCU reference for the episode.
But yeah, after that, he kind of gets revenge.
Yeah, he does.
Because that's when he goes and kills Ron Perlman's character after that. What do you think about this scene where he wears the fucking disguise over his head? That's interesting, because he didn't even have to do that. He just does it. That kind of goes in line with what Ryan Gosling was saying about the character, though.
The superhero thing?
About, like, oh, it's the guy who's, like, obsessed with movies.
Yeah.
Like, the fact that he goes and, like, just wears this mask, you know, and do that when it was completely unnecessary.
Well, I think it might have been necessary, because if he wasn't successful, they know about Irene.
Well, they already knew about her by that point.
That's what I'm saying. If he's not successful, they know who attacked them, and they know who to go after, like, in retaliation.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I see what you mean, yeah. But anyways, I don't know. You read into that, but
there was
in that way as well.
In the videos I did watch about Drive, I think a couple of them, I think I watched 3, and I think either all of them or 2 of them mentioned that that was kind of a superhero thing.
I thought about it more in a horror movie kind of way, like in a Halloween type of sense.
Oh, well, what they were saying was it was like...
I didn't think about it in a superhero way at all, personally.
You thought it was like a Michael Myers type of deal?
Yeah.
I think it was just, like, pragmatic.
Was, like, the only mask he had.
Yeah, he was like, oh, well, I'll just wear a mask. And plus, it's a mask that doesn't immediately go... It doesn't immediately telegraph, like, that's a guy in a mask.
Yeah.
Like, you could maybe pass over that and be like...
Because he uses it for, like, we see at the beginning, for, like, to be the stunt double.
Yeah, because it's like a realistic mask.
Yeah. I do have a cool fun fact about this scene, though.
Please do tell
You know the song that's playing?
What is it?
It's like a big, like, opera-esque type song.
No, sure.
When he, like, goes in, like... Not before he kills him, when he goes and, like, stalks him in the pizza shop.
Yeah.
That song is from an old Italian film. I believe... Yeah, the movie was Italian, called, Goodbye, Uncle... What is it? Goodbye, Uncle Tom? Yeah. I think that's the name. Farewell to Uncle Tom. Something like that. No shit?
No shit.
What do you mean?
You're not shitting.
Oh, no, I'm not shitting. Oh, did you look this up? Did you read it?
I'm just kidding. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah, it's an Italian movie. Where it's about these filmmakers who go back in time to when slavery was happening and like film it. Yeah, it's real. No, it's real. But the song is from that movie. So, I don't know. It's just a weird choice to put that song there. It's a good song, though. But yeah,
that's an interesting choice.
Yeah.
Interesting choice there.
Just thought I'd give you that cool fun fact real quick.
Now I know. Now I know.
I have not seen that movie, though, but yeah.
So yeah, Drive. But yeah, I interpreted the mask thing as like pragmatic. Like he just wanted to use a mask that wasn't super like, he didn't like...
Yeah, that makes sense.
A mask that was inconspicuous.
Yeah, that makes sense as well.
But like in a metatextual way...
I don't read superhero personally.
Well, let's divorcing it from superhero or like a monster thing. it's like it could also be read as like him dissociating from his actions.
I guess so.
You could associate it with that.
Maybe, yeah. Because there's another scene where, like he says, for the most part, he's not like someone who's like a murderer. Well, and then now in this scene, he has to commit another fucking murder. So, I don't know.
Yeah, and it's the first time that he kills someone that's not in self-defense. I mean, he does excessively stomp that guy's brain.
Yeah.
But it was in self-defense.
Yeah.
And it was also in defense of Irene.
Yeah.
Because he knew what the fuck was going down. And also, the 2 guys he kills in the motel, that was self-defense as well.
Yeah.
So this is the first time that he's going out to kill someone. So it would make sense that maybe he wants to dissociate from his...
Yeah.
You know, in a way.
And he drowns him in the fucking ocean.
Yeah, cool. Blade Runner 2099. 2049.
Yeah. That's the thing they be making Ryan Gosling do.
Yeah, they like making him, like, bleed out on the ground, and they also like making him drown people in the ocean.
That movie... Denny really liked Drive, I think. I don't think that's a reach.
I think you mentioned that in the Blade Runner episode.
Yeah.
And now that I've seen both, I agree.
Yeah.
And plus, like you said, they're very similar characters.
They are, yeah.
Because like in this movie, it's like obviously it's more grounded. Mm-hmm. But it's like it's a very similar dynamic.
Yeah.
Between like him and the AI in Blade Runner and this, it's like I don't know, it's very similar.
Yeah, definitely. But anyways, after you get rid of Ron Perlman, then the only character left is Albert Brooks.
Classic.
Yeah, and they had that phone call where they're like, he's like, yeah, we're going to have the time and place to meet, where they meet at the Chinese restaurant to exchange the money, basically. Mm. And he tells them, like, well, the girl will be safe. Like, I promise you, she's out of this. But you're going to be on the run for the rest of your fucking life.
That, because that's such a realistic thing to say.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, okay, I can accept that. Like, you're letting the girl go, but I'll be on the run. Here's your money. Let me go. And then, of course, he stabs him.
Yeah.
That's, like, very, like... It's exactly like the fucking frog
the scorpion thing, yeah.
Because, like, the scorpion's like, no, I swear to God, I'm not going to fucking sting you.
Yeah.
I swear to God, just give me a ride across the river. And then, he gives him a ride, and then he stings him.
Yeah.
So it's like the exact same thing. Like, he goes out of his way to make him comfortable.
Yeah.
Even though it's like... You wouldn't read that as making someone comfortable, obviously. It's like, oh, you're going to be on the run for the rest of your life. But it's like, it's not me that's hunting you down. Like, I don't have any stake in that. Just give me the money, and you'll be on the run from the mob. I can't say it, but I won't mention your girl.
Yeah.
Like, he's going out of his way to be as fucking, like, I'm actually looking out for you. And being honest with you as much as possible. But he still fucking stings him. Yeah, so.
And I feel like... Is it safe to assume he probably would have went after them also? I don't know. What do you think?
Are you saying like the West Coast mob, or what is it again? East Coast mob?
No, that he wouldn't went after. Because Albert Brooks' character, they're not part of the East Coast mob. They were fucking over the East Coast mob, or at least Ron Perlman character.
Well, I couldn't remember, but this is in LA, right?
Yeah.
So it was the East Coast mob.
Yeah.
It would be the opposite. Yeah.
Yeah, West Coast.
Well, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like the people in Drive are the West Coast mob.
Yeah.
The opposing ones that are kind of the unseen force in the movie are the East Coast mob. So what were you saying?
Okay, so is it safe to assume that Al Brooks still would have went after Irene and Benicio? Or do you take him at his word? Where he's like, yeah, I'll leave them alone.
If what's his name? If Drive kills him, or if Drive doesn't succeed in killing him, then yes. But I think if he had killed Ryan Gosling...
He would have left them alone?
Maybe. Probably not. That kind of goes against the whole Scorpion thing, right?
Yeah. That's why I asked. But I don't know.
Well, because, I mean, if he had any reason to believe that they knew anything about the money, he would have killed them.
Yeah.
But if not, then no.
Yeah, I guess... She does know about the money by that point because Ryan Gosling tells her.
But he doesn't know that.
He doesn't know that, yeah. So, yeah, that makes sense.
I guess I would lean towards yes, he would have killed them.
Yeah, because I feel like he wouldn't want any loose ends.
Exactly.
Especially the fact that she's like everyone else is like they have an element of criminality to them, including Ryan Gosling. You know,
She's a
Oscar
civilian.
Isaac. Yeah, exactly. She's like completely a civilian.
And plus she has
so she could have just went to the police.
She also has double connections to the crime.
Well, yeah, through him and Oscar Isaac.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So her boyfriend and her husband both, you know.
Yeah, but I just mean like for her, she probably would have maybe just went to the police or something like that, and then that would have been bad for them.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? So.
Yeah.
Maybe he still would have just killed them.
I
also.
think he would have.
Yeah.
And also
just promising that would have got him to come to him to bring him the money.
Exactly.
By promising their safety. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like I swear to God, I'm not gonna fucking sting you.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
Even if it like to further parallel, I guess, with that little fairy tale, that little parable, you know, like even if that doesn't help him at all, he's still gonna just do it.
Yeah.
So I feel like that lines up with the whole point of the movie.
But Ryan Gosling also stabs him.
Yeah, fuck that motherfucker.
And
because
his stab was more effective.
He's the
he
scorpion
is a scorpion too. He has
he knows the game.
Jacket.
He knows the game.
They stab each other, but Albert Brooks dies.
Yeah, Ryan Gosling picks a better spot to stab him.
And he leaves the money with him.
He does not
take the money.
Ooh.
Yeah. Which shows that he is a good guy.
That shows that he's a human being.
He's a human and a real hero.
Shows that he's a real hero.
Yeah, there you go.
Adorable.
Well, that's the end of the movie. He just drives off.
Not unlike the title of the movie.
Yeah, not unlike the title of the movie. And she goes to like his apartment to see, oh, is he there? That's the last shot you get with her.
She does do that.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Which is like Good Will Hunting.
Yeah, she Ben Affleck. But he's driving off. He drives off into the night. Do you think he lived?
I don't know.
Well, there's no way to know. Because there's never going to be a part 2.
If I had to...
But what do you think? I think yes.
He lives?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blade Runner, I think he dies. Drive, I think he lives.
For me, it's kind of... I don't want to say I don't care, but I don't care.
Well, it doesn't matter. Ultimately, no, well, you're right. Ultimately, it doesn't matter whether he lived or died. But if I'm just going to make a guess, I'm going to say Drive, he lives. Blade Runner 24/9, he dies.
If I had to... I couldn't say about Blade Runner. I have to watch it again.
Okay.
For this one... It could go either way.
Yeah.
I could buy either way.
Yeah, me too.
For me, though, the fact that he doesn't just, like, fall asleep in the car.
Yeah.
The fact that he does start driving makes me think he lived.
Yeah, because you do see him sitting in the car for a second after he got stabbed.
Yeah.
Which is like, oh, is he going to die? But then you see him driving off later.
So I think maybe I think it leans towards he lives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would agree. Yeah. And then, in that way, more kind of like a Western also, where it's like, oh, riding off into the sunset.
Yeah.
It's like he has to leave town to go wherever he's got to go. Exactly, yeah. So yeah, that's the end of Drive. Oh, actually, there's one quick thing that we forgot to mention too. Before his final thing with Bernie, we hear that voicemail that he left for her, where he's like, "Oh yeah," he's like, "Being with you and Benicio is the best thing that ever happened to me." That was a cute little moment.
Yeah, sad.
Yeah, it is sad. It is.
Very sad.
But yeah, Drive. That's the end of Drive. Good ass movie.
The ultimate friend zone movie.
Kind of.
The ultimate friend zone movie.
They could have got together.
No, they couldn't have.
Well, yeah,
Did you
right.
not watch the
No,
fucking
they
movie
literally
yet?
couldn't have. But assuming Standard never came home from prison, and
in a different world.
in a different world, Standard never came home from prison, maybe they could have got together.
Yeah.
He could at least hit it a few times.
In a different world.
They could have fucked it a few times, probably. But yeah. Out of 10? Or no, give us your classic out of 3.
I'll give you my classic 3-star rating. I give the Drive, 2011's Drive,
Mm-hmm.
I give a 3 out of 3 stars.
Nice.
Oh.
For me, it's like a 10 out of 10. I love this movie.
Yeah, it's a great film.
Yeah. Great film.
Great film.
And a real great movie.
A real nerd.
And a real nerd movie. But for real, you got anything else to say about Drive? You fuck with the 80s aesthetic of the movie?
That's right. I like the aesthetic. I wouldn't call it 80s, I guess.
Kind of. The score is great. The actual score. Like, not like the licensed music in it.
I'll take your word for it.
It's great. Ever since Drive, Cliff Martinez has been doing all the scores for the stuff Nicholas Winding Refn done since then. And
Ruth Bader Ginsburg?
it's always great. No, what?
What's his name?
Nicholas Winding Refn, the director.
Nicholas Winding Refn.
Yeah. He's
no, because I looked
Danish, I believe.
I googled the director's name, and I was also looking up like Marlon, like whatever the yeah. I was looking up like some of the people involved in this, and I was like, why the fuck do I not know his name?
The director.
Yeah, I was like, he should be like Aronofsky. Like you should just be able to know his name.
He's great. He's great.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this movie's fucking fantastic, and I hope to check out Neon Demon.
Neon Demon's great. I love that movie. Only God Forgives. I also love
out.
that movie. Yeah. Very good. You should watch Bronson too. That's a really good movie.
A good one?
Yeah, with Tom Hardy.
What's it about?
He plays
Charles
Bronson. Yeah,
who is he?
but not the actor Charles Bronson. The prisoner Charles Bronson, who named himself after actor Charles Bronson. He's like this violent criminal who was like. He just kept getting years in prison for like doing wild shit while he was in prison. I haven't seen the movie in a long time, but it's good. It's good. Yeah, Tom Hardy did it. It was like. The movie he did right before... So it's like, when he did Bronson, it's like, oh, it almost brought him to mainstream success. And then once he did Drive, that, like, brought him fully into the mainstream.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, I'll have to check out his filmography.
Yeah. And he also did his Amazon show, Too Old to Die Young. Really good, too. Miles Teller's in it. I quite like that one.
Badass.
Yeah, good.
My favorite Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Miles Teller.
Miles Teller. Hopefully he'll be in Multiverse of Madness.
Oh, God can only forgive.
So yeah, anything else you guys say about Drive?
Evan, why don't you ask me one trivia question about Drive? And I'll nail it.
Okay, what's the name of the kid who played Benicio?
I don't know.
Me either.
Well, there you go. There's your trivia segment for the week. Do you got anything else, Evan, you want to tack on? Go watch some Nicholas Winding Refn movies. He's a good guy. I quite like him. Ever since I seen Drive, I've been a big fan. Check those shits out.
Yeah.
Check those shits out.
Pusher, also a really good movie. I quite like that.
Oh.
I haven't seen Valhalla Rising yet. I don't even watch that. So, yeah. There you go.
Well, maybe we'll come back to you, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, and we'll talk about your movies again. It's a great one. I'm actually, like I said, Ryan Gosling has grown on me.
He's great.
He's a cool
guy. Love him.
Fuck with him.
I fuck with him hard.
I fuck with him.
He can be the Wolfman.
Thank God.
Yeah, the Universal Wolfman remake.
Thank Christ.
He come in. I'm actually quite excited for it because the director of it, he did Blue Valentine and
Blue Valentine.
Yeah, Blue Valentine and The Place Beyond the Pines. Both of them with Ryan Gosling, and he's directing this as well. So he's a good director. So I'm very excited.
Blue Valentine.
Yeah, Blue Valentine, with Ryan Gosling and Michelle Williams.
What is that?
I haven't seen it in a long time.
I'm thinking of Blue Velvet.
Oh yeah, that's fucking David Lynch.
Yeah, okay, I'm tripping.
Yeah, Blue Valentine's a movie with, like, it takes place over like, I don't know how many years. It's like following this like, kind of a toxic relationship between him and Michelle Williams' character. It's a good movie though. I haven't seen it in a really long time, but it's good.
Okay, badass.
Yeah.
No, I actually like.
And A Place Beyond the Pines is great. You should watch that.
That's
a really good movie.
Show?
No, it's a movie. It's with Ryan Gosling and a Bradley Cooper character. Bradley Cooper. And so it's like, I don't want to say too much because it's like, oh, if you start talking about anything too much, you get into spoilers immediately. So you shouldn't know too much. But basically, it's like, it's about these two characters, Ryan Gosling and his character, and then just kind of follows the shit that happens with them. That's a terrible description, but literally, if I say any more, you get into spoilers. So, but
all right, cool. Well,
it's good. It's a good movie.
That reminds me of kind of like I don't know, like The Departed or Prisoners. Where,
yeah.
Well, at least like those aren't like the same way where like, oh, if you say anything, you spoil it.
Yeah.
But I enjoy those movies because I didn't know anything going in.
Yeah.
So I feel like maybe I'll enjoy that one too. So what is it called again? One more time.
The Place Beyond the Pines.
The Place Beyond the Pines.
Yeah, I think you would like it. It's a really good movie.
What year is it from? Early 2000s?
It was, 2015? Something like that?
Oh, not that long
2015,
ago.
Something like that, yeah.
Not that long ago. Okay. I'm surprised I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, I think it was 2014. Maybe I'm wrong. Let me look it up real quick. Let's see. I'll say 2014.
Well, that's badass though. You know, I love me some Ryan Gosling. I'm a Ryan Gosling stan now.
Oh no, I'm wrong. It was 2012. Oh, it was.
A little earlier.
Yeah. But yeah, good movie.
Can I ask you, Evan? I want to put a little pin in this episode. I have a great question for you.
I'm ready for it.
If you could cast Ryan Gosling as a superhero, who would it be?
Maybe Batman.
Batman's okay.
Maybe. I don't know.
Green Lantern would be good.
I like the fact that he doesn't. That he's like.
No.
I'm not gonna be superhero movies.
No. We're not talking about that. We're talking about what would you cast him as?
Not Green Lantern.
Nova?
Moon Knight.
Honestly, yes.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm not kidding. When I was watching this, I was like, "Fuck you, Oscar."
Moon Knight.
You
There you
should have
go.
Ryan.
There you go.
Am I right or am I right?
Yeah, Moon Knight.
Cool. Moon Knight's a great fucking choice. He'd be good as Animal Man.
I don't know who that is.
Animal Man is a shit character. No, he's cool. There's a very famous like R-rated Animal Man comic
Who wrote it?
by Grant Morrison.
Oh, Grant Morrison.
Grant Morrison's a badass. I like.
He is a badass.
And I actually own it. It's sitting right there, but I've not read it. But he would look right.
He would look right.
He would look right.
DC would get him right.
DC would get him right. Make that shit rated R and shit. Oh yeah. Who would you cast him as in Star Wars?
Like an already existing character?
You know who I would cast him as?
Who?
I would cast Ryan Gosling as... What's his name? Starburns? What's
Who's
his name? From, you know Spaceballs?
Which one?
I would cast him in Spaceballs.
As a main character?
You know the main character in Spaceballs?
Who's like the Han Solo Luke mix?
Yeah.
I forgot his name.
Isn't Ryan Gosling like a perfect Han Solo Luke mix?
Yeah, kind of.
Kinda.
Yeah.
Kinda.
Yeah. I mean, they already did the Harrison Ford thing, Blade Runner. So there you
Oh,
go.
wow.
Yeah.
You're not kidding.
I ain't kidding.
He ain't kidding.
He ain't kidding.
Oh, shit.
But yeah. Anything else to say, Dylan?
No, I guess that's us wrapping it up. This has been RNS Podcast. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Thank you. We would appreciate it if you could leave a like.
Please do.
You already watched the whole video all the way through if you're hearing this most likely, so thank you for that.
Thank you.
If you have any thoughts on
comment
on Ryan Gosling, on Ruth Bader Ginsburg's filmography, if you have any thoughts on what the fuck did we just watch? Drive. Any of that junk, any of what we said, let us know in the comments.
Let us know.
And we'll definitely read your comment.
And we'll like it too.
And we'll give it a like.
Even if you're like, man, this podcast sucks.
If you call us a slur, we're gonna have to delete that because it will count against us in the algorithm.
Yeah. Does it really? Even in the comments?
It does.
Jesus.
Yes.
Please don't do that.
There's actually, not to drag this out too much longer, but there's actually a feature that auto filters out like slurs and shit like that, and like super heinous speech. If you turn that off, it counts against you in the algorithm.
What the fuck?
Yeah. I forget exactly what the terminology is and shit like that, but yeah, that's real. But yeah, thank you for listening, Evan. It was a delight.
It was.
Thank you for giving me an excuse to watch Drive, and I had a wonderful time. And we'll see you guys
in the next
week.
one. Bye bye.